Have you ever been at work for long hours, sitting at your desk, only to feel a little bit of pain around the outside or inside aspect of your elbow? And then you travel to the gym, perhaps after you're done work for the day, and that pain just seems to increase, both during your workout and when you get home. Well, today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about golfers and tennis elbow, better known as medial and lateral epicondylitis. So what are some of the indications that you might actually have golfer's elbow or tennis elbow? Well, first and foremost, you're going to have some pain and tenderness around either the lateral aspect or the medial aspect of your elbow, just below the elbow joint line. Secondly, you might have some difficulty with tasks that involve twisting, turning of the wrist, like as in opening doors, or lifting and carrying objects either at work or at the gym. Sometimes the pain will be quick, and sometimes it'll last for a longer period of time. Golfer's elbow or tennis elbow happens for a couple of different reasons. Number one, you do something that is outside what you normally do with your muscles, or number two, you do something more repetitively. Let's take a golfer, for example. Golfers very oftentimes develop acute medial and lateral epicondylitis simply because of the way the golf swing is hit. Number one, doing the action repetitively will cause inflammation of the tendon, maybe after a round or two. But secondarily, if a golfer happens to mishit a ball and hit more grass than ball, which often happens to me, you get acute inflammation of the tendon from the vibration of the club against the ground. The other way golfer's elbow or tennis elbow can happen is if you spend long hours at work all day long, maybe typing on a computer, maybe you're working at a job that requires repetitive tasks to be done, such as at a factory or in a fast food restaurant, or you like to go to the gym very often and you like to lift weights. Chronically, this can happen as well with repetitive use of the elbow joint. So what causes this to occur around the elbow? In our elbow joint, or at our elbow joint, we have two major tendons, the common extensor tendon and the common flexor tendon, both on the outside and inside aspect of our elbow. Unlike the rest of the tendons in our body and muscles in our body, there is one tendon for a variety of muscles at the elbow joint. All of these muscles pulling on one tendon eventually cause irritation of the tendon and therefore inflammation, leading to the term tendonitis. So how do we treat golfers and tennis elbow? Well, first and foremost, one of the most effective treatment techniques is something called a cross-tendon friction. In this type of treatment, we're looking to apply pressure directly perpendicular to the tendon. Continuing on from there, we can always do soft tissue work to some of the extensor muscles to help alleviate some of the inflammation as well as some of the tension in those muscles that might further be aggravating the tendon. So right now I'm working down through the extensor muscles that lead to the wrist. At the same time, applying a little bit of pressure while flexing the wrist will help to again decrease inflammation in the tendon and increase mobility without pain. Golfer's elbow and tennis elbow can also benefit from the use of another machine we have around the clinic called Shockwave. Shockwave will help to break up the inflammation as well as any calcification of the tendon. Shockwave can help to break that down and expedite healing. We're going to try it here on Brian for a few passes and see how it feels. Just like with any other therapy, people may often experience a little bit of discomfort with Shockwave, but the treatment only lasts a few seconds and is only done once or twice a week depending on the extent of the injury, and therefore very little bit of discomfort for a lot of long-term pain relief. Another good way to help with medial and lateral epicondylitis, especially in between your treatment sessions when you want to do some activity either at home, at work, or even in the gym, is a simple brace. These braces will help to give strength to the tendon while you're developing strength in your therapy sessions. While obviously this brace is a little too big, a good and well-fitted brace can definitely help with the compressive factors to give that tendon the strength it needs. However, one of the most common questions we get in clinic is, how often do I wear the brace? When should I be wearing it? And should I be wearing it all the time? With this type of brace, we would use it mostly during activities that involve the elbow and the wrist. We can wear it during our day at work and we can wear it at the gym, but like most braces and compressive devices, we don't want to wear it while we're sleeping. One of the other most common questions is, will I have to wear this brace forever? Theoretically, no. As we get through therapy and build more strength through both the extensor muscles and the flexor muscles of the hand and wrist, we can then stop using the brace very gradually and wean off it during even your most physical activities. One of the most effective ways, and the final way that we haven't even touched on yet, to improve your medial or lateral epicondylitis is through exercise therapy. The stronger we can make the muscles, both on the outside and on the inside part of the elbow that travel all the way down to the hand, the better results you're going to have at beating this once and for all. In terms of exercises, again, people often ask which exercises are the best to do for this condition. There are a few that we can do both at home as well as in the gym with very little equipment required. The first one, we want to work on the flexion movement of the wrist. So you're going to bring the wrist up as high as you can, hold for a second, and bring it back down as far as you can. Now again, not very difficult when we look at it this way, but if we put a weight in the hand, and you can use anything you have around the house, whether it be a water bottle or a can of vegetables, to do the exact same exercise, we're now helping to strengthen some of the flexor muscles of the forearm. If we turn this over and flip it around, now we're gonna have Brian do it the other way. Bring the wrist up as high as you can, working on some of those extensor muscles of the wrist. A good protocol for this is 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions with a light weight. The key is we don't want to use too heavy a weight at the outset because that's just going to cause more inflammation of the tendon and worsen the problem. But done under the guidance of a therapist and increasing the weights gradually will help to improve this condition once and for all. The main issue with not receiving treatment is, number one, you're going to have pain in your elbow. But over time, that pain can spread to either your shoulder or wrist or even to the other elbow because of compensation. Our body naturally is going to use your shoulder and your wrist to help the elbow, and therefore this type of condition doesn't often end at the elbow itself. So that sums it up for golfer's elbow and tennis elbow. If there's any other questions or concerns with regard to the therapy, how we can help you here at SNU-Therapy, please don't hesitate to contact us here at the clinic. Leave a comment below, like us on Facebook or on Instagram, and we'll definitely get back to you. As well, if there's any other videos you guys would like to see about any other conditions or any other types of therapy, please let us know in the comment section below.